People, what's up? What's up, people? We is back. We is back. And today, these people will never get it, man. So you got Brandon Buckingham, Traplore Ross. Brandon Buckingham and Traplore Ross decided to have a conversation, y'all. And of course, they don't talk about anything, relevant to what they got going on in their people. They have a conversation about drill music, drill rappers, Ybcdul. And y'all gotta hear this conversation, y'all. All out, little tree, what it is. Now y'all got to hear this conversation, y'all. Like, this shit is crazy. But I can say this, y'all. Brandon Buckingham isn't a Traplore Ross. He's not he's Traplore Ross is like an Adam 22. Like Shorty is way off. Like I don't think Traplore Ross even listen to rap music at all. Like I swear I don't. I don't think he listens to rap music at all, yo. I think Traplore Ross is probably the definition of a culture vulture. And it's crazy, right? Because anytime he do these interviews, well, these so-called documentaries, and it's crazy, yo, because everybody always, whenever they talk about documentary, do you see Traplore Ross documentary? Like, like he is he's the rule, the golden rule. M2800, what it is. Man, I don't even think he that. I think he just a fucking culture vulture. Fucking ain't no fucking rap historian. that nigga, man, ask the man, nigga no motherfucking historian. Nigga a culture vulture. He called himself a historian. That's what he want to be. But I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. The nigga is wild, man. Like, oh, all these so-called documentaries he did, or what I was ready to mention was, anytime people talk about, you see the documentary, they always mention Traplore Ross like he's the golden rule. But yo, for one, I don't see nothing too interesting about what he did. Like I swear I don't. Like I don't. Maybe I'll watch him. Maybe that's what it is. But every time I didn't say it did. I just don't think historian is a huge that's a big word. So he can go back into the motherfucking 80s and the 70s and tell you how rap started, and I don't think he that. I think he's a fucking culture vulture. I don't even think he listened to the music. I don't think he listened to the music. So a bunch of white people that listen that's a part of the culture. I mean, this man's a man from fucking England, some motherfucking where. He ain't even a part of this rap culture down there. The fuck he want to be a part of United States culture? Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Boy, crazy. But keep making me lose what I was ready to say, man. Oh, every time he do these documentaries, so-called documentaries, they get hundreds of thousands and millions of views, right? but when he have a conversation, 15,000 views in 2 days. Like that gotta be a humbling. See, that's why these guys, like these people, they're not interesting. Nobody wants to hear from them. You know what I mean? Only time people want to hear from them is when they talking about us. Other than that, nobody wants to sit back and listen to fucking Traplore Ross. Like, what does he has to add to the conversation? Him and Brandon Buckingham both get hundreds of thousands of views on videos and millions of views on videos. Have a conversation, and in 2 days, that bitch got 15K. Hey, yo. 2 days, that bitch got 15K. A guy ain't even know nothing about it, man. Salute to Trenches Talk TV, man. He tagged me in it. He did a video on it. I watched a little bit of it. I said, no, let me turn it off. Because I think I need to speak on this as well. Man, look at this shit though, y'all. This nigga crazy. See, let me say this though, y'all. It's not about white and black. You understand? Like it's black motherfuckers that's coaching vultures. It's black people that's coaching vultures as well. It's the way what makes them a vulture is the way that they do their content. It's the way that they speak on it. You know, that's what makes them a vulture. But I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna explain it to you. Listen to this conversation and how him and Brandon Buckingham is having this conversation about drill rap. Like it's crazy. I think I watched 10 minutes of it. I'm gonna rewind it.
Thanks to Google Play Games, we're taking our mobile gaming to the next level. We can now play Cookie Run Tower of Adventures on our phones and then continue playing on our PCs with all of our in-game progress saved. Download Cookie Run Tower of Adventures on PC with Google Play Games.
Like damn, like he, you know, I said it to you in a message the other.
Cookie Run Tower of Adventures is officially available on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Immerse yourself in it.
Sucked into these places and actually saying we got to show it, man. So,
all right, check him out, y'all.
Right here, right now, with the man himself, Brandon Buckingham, man. We're right here. I'm recording this. You know what I'm saying? We've met in person. We hung out in New York a couple of months back. We stayed in touch, man. And you know, it's good to be speaking to you again on camera.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you again, Ross. They don't know we recorded a song.
See, but this is one thing I can respect about them guys. Traplore Ross is at over 1 million followers. Brandon Buckingham at 300 and something, and they don't have no problem sitting down having a conversation, even though nobody views it, but they don't have no problem sharing their audience. 3 days ago, 15,000 views. Look at this. This is despicable. Like I know, this is why, y'all. If people was wondering, this is why they gotta speak on black culture. This is why. Prime example. 15,000 views. If you was to go to his page, oh no, he ain't even post this on his main page. I wonder why. So what the fuck he talk about on this page? Hold on. Oh no, this page do numbers too. Just nobody want to hear from him. Yeah, this page do numbers. Fuck page is this? I didn't even know we had another page. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about.
A message the other day of like, it made me wonder, like, you know, if it was you that got hurt, getting sucked into this world, like, would he have,
What the hell? And look, they always talk about this world, getting sucked into this world. Like what world? Like this is our reality. Like it got to be a great feeling to just be able to get sucked into a certain world and then just, you know, jump back out of it whenever you want to.
Brandon Buckingham, man. We're right here. I'm recording this. You know what I'm saying? We've met in person. We hung out in New York a couple of months back. We stayed in touch, man. And you know, it's good to be speaking to you again on camera.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you again, Ross. They don't know we recorded a song 4 or 5 months ago with Shaw G's in New York City.
Bro, I can't lie, man. I went back to London, man. I was telling my friends I had a song with Shaw G's. No one believed me. No one believed that I had a song with Shaw G's, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got to show it, man.
Your friends don't know fucking Shaw G's. I don't even know who the fuck Shaw G's is.
Yeah, it'll come out. It'll come out eventually. You know me, I'm stacking up content. Got to travel on the way, so I've got to have a lot of stuff in the vault.
No, that's good, man. It's good to stack up content. Like for me, I feel like I'm just constantly chasing content of like just spending weeks and weeks and weeks trying to learn everything about a topic, man. It's hard. So, you know, stacking content, I feel like is a really like, it's good momentum. Like I wish I could stack content, but I'm trying to be like you, man. Hopefully I'll get there. I'm trying to just like.
But I can't respect that about them guys.
As a YouTuber at the moment.
Black people don't be trying to do that. We be trying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're
we
making
be
these
too busy trying to keep each other down.
One of 4 of my videos in one. It's 2 hours long, so it's like, you know, it'd be hard to stack up those 2-hour videos.
Well, you know what it is, bro. It's like I I am interested in so many different scenes, whether it's the UK scene. I've only really been learning about the Philly scene over the last couple of months. Obviously, Chicago, that's a big part of my story, but it's
That's not how you talk about it. I only really been. He started learning about the Philly scene, the so-called scene, when Brandon Buckingham did what happened with Ybcdul. Like, oh, these niggas are. He's a fucking opportunist. I ain't even talking about Brandon Buckingham, yo, because I really despise this motherfucker. He's a fucking opportunist. That's all these. That's all these. A lot of these guys is, man.
it's kind of like I got to lock into one area for like a whole month, and then it's almost like I can't listen to music from other areas because I'm just so dialed into like Chicago or Philly or whatever I'm working on at the time. So sometimes it's tough, man. But it's like, you know, it's a different, yeah.
He can't listen to music from other areas because he's so dialed in to Philly or Chicago or whatever he's talking about. I'm just gonna let him talk. I ain't even gonna keep talking.
Different kind of approach. I find myself getting just so sucked into the worlds that I'm looking into. It's kind of an interesting contrast because I feel like you physically go and get sucked into these places and actually immerse yourself in these worlds.
See,
whereas I
Brandon Buckingham. I think based off this conversation, Brandon Buckingham has more. He cares more than Traplore Ross is just culture vulturing completely. I think Brandon Buckingham really is, I think he like into rap, but that don't excuse, some of the things he done. That video that he put out with dude, that shit was disgusting, like a lot of that shit should have been edited out. A lot of it. But once you're gonna listen to him, he's gonna explain to you that he didn't even know nothing about the culture. So it's like, so you really just went down there to interview this guy based off of what? Him being viral? You try to build a connection with this guy based off of him being viral. That's it, and that's all. But I still think he has more respect than Traplore Ross. Traplore Ross don't have no respect.
Kind of just digitally immerse myself in a place and try and learn everything I can about it. And I think there's so much value in both of those approaches, but it's very hard to do both. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you max out one stat, you kind of can't max out the other stat and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a taste of what it was like to make just a 7-minute part of your video because Dul wanted me to put the intro breaking down all of his hood politics. It was pretty exhausting. The amount of research and just editing from nothing, just me talking and making it visually entertaining is it's a lot of work.
You know what? That's super interesting, man. Because I was really curious. Like that first, like you say, like 7 minutes or so of the video, you lay everything out. Like I've been looking into Philly over the last few weeks, and you lay everything out in such a
opportunist. Now he looking into Philly. Now since Ace's dude died, he looking into Philly. That nigga don't give a fuck about Philly or his rappers. He just trying to make a fucking dollar, man. These niggas terrible, man.
It's tight, like it's very. Like, I was impressed. I was like, damn, like you really communicating like what's going on in this area, how deep it gets. Obviously, you explained the backstory behind a lot of the important people that kind of came up with Dul and like were a big part of his story. So I really respected what you did, and it was actually dope to see you kind of break down some of that history at the start of the video, and then you pop up in that place and you give people that extra context. So I thought it was an incredible video, man. I thought you did a really good job of communicating what goes on in Philly.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ross. I did make one big mistake. I should have done all.
No, the fuck he didn't, yo. He laid out a whole bunch of history of fucking murders. This person killed this person. This person killed that person. And he made it seem like these wasn't real people, like they was just numbers on a scoreboard, like how these drill rappers explain it. That's the thing about when these guys do these stories. They say what they say in the beginning, but as they giving the story, it's like they not talking about these people like they real people, like they got real lives, like real families is affected. Like, this shit is not a game. But when they give their stories, they give it to people like it's so glamorized, like this is the way to be, like like they're not ignorant. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Most drill rappers are ignorant. Most young kids that's living in these environments are ignorant. They don't even know what they're doing. They just moving. You feel me? They just moving and doing whatever the fuck they feel like is the best thing to do at that moment. They not thinking about the consequences. They not thinking about long term. They not thinking about anything other than what I'm doing currently. That's what makes them ignorant. That's where ignorance comes into play. But these guys know better. You know, Brandon Buckingham is a college. Brandon Buckingham graduated college with a master's degree. Brandon Buckingham was a teacher. I don't know where the fuck he came from, but I'm sure he probably got a background, something similar. That's what makes it so bad, y'all. That's what makes it so egregious what they do.
All my research before,
right.
I did it backwards. You know, like we did the video May 13th, soon after because I linked with Skrilla, met Duel. Duel wanted me to do the video, so I pulled right back up. Did very brief research, and then as I was editing the video over the next 3 or 4 months, I learned about how deep everything goes. And then when I was editing it, some of the stuff he was talking about, I'm like, you know, he's referencing people that have been killed by his set and all this stuff, and it just started to go very deep. And I don't know, I've never been. None of my videos are like that. You know what I mean? That was like a unique video. Like I did.
So he just admitted he didn't know nothing about what he was. He went down there to interview Duel and didn't know nothing about anything. Like nothing about the history. None of the people that died. He ain't know nothing. Like, yo, you can't do that, bro. Like, yo, you could have walked. He could have walked into a motherfucking blitz, and I'm getting this dumbass killed just because he wanted to chase content. He wanted to chase views. He wanted to chase likes. That was dangerous, Brandon. That was very dangerous, my guy. That's why they don't got no business down there, yo. Like if you're not going to spend time in these neighborhoods on a regular Sunday, yo, you shouldn't be down that bitch recording no fucking videos. That's how I look at it, for real. Like, cause the thing about it is, yo, people gotta understand is, yo, a lot of these kids that's in them videos, they want out. You understand what I'm saying? Them niggas don't want to be there. Why you think the first chance people get money, they leave? The average person, yo, when they get money, they get the fuck out of those situations, man. Nobody wants to hear helicopters flying around and ambulances flying up and down the street all motherfucking day with gunshots. But these guys go into it, exploit it, and then go back into their regular lifestyle. Or even Traplore Ross, who don't do it. He don't go into the neighborhoods, but he exploit their situation. Meanwhile, he's probably living a glamorous life in the motherfucking UK. Shit disgusting, yo. It need to stop. I'd be glad when niggas stop allowing that shit to happen. Yo, it was a time, yo, when I was younger, we didn't allow people to do that shit. Yo, if we'd have told them niggas come down there with their cameras and took all that shit. You feel me? Yeah, come on down, yo. We gonna shoot and everything will be gone. Cameras, anything. Because yo, you playing. You wouldn't fuck with us on an average day. Don't come down here with a camera in our face expecting motherfuckers to show off, because ignorance. You know, what happens is, yo, and the reason why this is a thing is because you dealing with kids that never been paid attention to, a lot of them. So if you put a camera in their face, yo, they're gonna show off. This is their stage. This is their time to be seen. This is their time to be heard. You know, some of these kids haven't even been heard in their own house. So when you come down there and you got a platform, it's like, oh shit, the world get to see me. The world ain't never see me. But it's exploitation, y'all. That's what it is. It's exploitation. Because it's not authentic. It's not like they care. It's not like they worried about the economic problems that's going on in the community. They're not getting any money and coming back to fix things. No, they going there, getting their money and leaving. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, when most people get money that's from these neighborhoods, yo, they get rich and they go back. They go back, they give giveaways, they do this, they do that, they do this. But these guys, they go to the neighborhood, probably pay if they pay. They might not even pay these niggas. make however much money they're gonna make off the video, and they never see him again. They may keep in contact with him, you know, just to make it look good. But that's it. That's all.
Video where I referenced your video and talked about the beat, but I just talked to this how it affected the society. I didn't actually go hang out with Folio or Young Nay, so I don't know. It was really interesting having my perception.
Getting my first client made me feel like I actually knew what I was doing. When I was figuring out my LLC, I didn't have to
hit that like button, man.
Just ground level, and then learning about the backstory, and it I don't know. It's dark. It's really a dark thing.
See how they talk about it? It's dark. No, yo, it's reality. It's reality. It's a lot of our kids' reality, but to them it's dark. The fuck is you there for then, bro? Why, if it's so dark, why are you so glued to it? Because why? Because if they sit back and have a conversation, nobody cares. Nobody cares about what they have to say. They're not important in their stories, in these stories that they tell. Nobody's attracted to Traplore Ross' opinion or Brandon Buckingham opinion. Those videos go nowhere. The only time it gains traction is when they're talking about shit that they really don't know about.
What I do is I find myself just reading about murder so often, and it's really it kind of comes off the back of how violent like drill music has gotten. I swear, when I started doing this job, there weren't so many songs about people that got killed. Nowadays, it's damn near like a lot of the music is about murders, and it's a real intersection between like true crime and like music, gangster rap culture, and it's sort of like we're in a very dark era of music, I would say. And it seems to be happening city to city. So, just off the back of what you just said, like one of the first things I wanted to ask you, just in general, just out of interest,
we're not in a very dark era of anything. You feel me? We ain't in a very dark era of anything. Now we might be, but you ain't. You understand what I'm saying? We is, but he ain't. It got Robinson. It's not that they don't find interest in hip hop culture. It's the way they explain the stories. Like I said in the beginning, yo, it's black people that's culture vultures as well. Fucking DJU is one prime example. Big ass culture vulture. It's mass exploitation. It's not about white. That's people gotta understand, yo. It's the way they do the stories. It's the way they glamorize it and glorify these situations. Meanwhile, the people that they putting on their cameras, they want out, but they don't show that part. They only show the part to make it look like they're having the time of their life, but in reality, they're not. Reality, when they go back in their fucking house and they get to thinking, they be like, I gotta get the fuck away from here. This shit gonna kill me. That's what it is, guy. It's not about them caring.
Like, how much did you know about Philly, kind of the drill scene and the history before you went there? I know you went and linked up with Skrilla before you met Dul, and he appeared briefly in that kind of initial vlog that you did with Skrilla. But like, what was your like sense of the Philly scene? Like, did you feel like it was similar to Chicago? Did you feel like it was its own beast? Like, where did you slowly get the understanding of like how shit goes down in Philly?
I hate to admit it, I literally knew nothing. I
Listen
know
to him.
A decent amount about the Chicago situation and
he knew
about
nothing.
the DC situation, because that's close to where DC's close to where I live. But I knew nothing. I knew about Kensington. I knew about.
He knew
Skrilla.
nothing. So what the fuck made you go down there? You knew nothing. That's why that video was done the way it was done. He knew nothing, yo. He just walked. He could have walked into a buzzsaw.
I didn't know what YBC was. I didn't know who Lil Bucks was. I didn't know what CCK was. I didn't know any of this stuff. I mean, I remember hanging out with Duel and listening to his music afterwards, and he would say like a buddy and a fro and a rizzy and a snipe, and I thought that was just like some kind of cool slogan, or it's like there's a lot of instances of that, like even in the Chicago scene when they're like shouting out like JoJo and smoking on these people, and people don't even know what it means, and then you like actually realize what it means. You're like, holy shit! Like buddy and the fro and the rizzy and the snipe, those are 4 people, some of which are young teens that were blatantly murdered.
It's messed up, man. I feel like I don't know if you remember, but like, obviously one of the first names that was always dissed as someone that was getting smoked was Tuka from Chicago, and there was that big scandal. Like,
God, what you gotta deal with? They ignorant, yo. What can you expect from ignorance? Yo, just because somebody is ignorant, yo, that don't mean you gotta market off of them. That don't mean you gotta go down there and exploit them. Like, yo, your logic is fucking crazy. That logic is crazy. So just because this person, so just because this person might be a little slower, that means I should just go down there and take advantage of them, or should I use my common sense to say, yo, I'm gonna play fair with y'all because I know he off a little bit. Come on now, yo, like this is keep those talking points don't fly over here, man. That is a dumb talking point. Like I said, like I was telling the one of them drill pages, like, yo, you don't share everything you fucking see. Why you choose to share this? Nobody shares everything that they see on social media. They pick and choose. How do you pick and choose? You don't want everything associated to your page, right? I don't want this associated to my page. But what's happening right now is people know that this is going to get views. So they don't give a fuck. They're sacrificing their morals, principles for likes and views. That's what's going on. Everybody is sacrificing their morals and principles for views. And there's nothing wrong with talking about these situations, but you gotta do it correctly. You don't glamour, you don't glorify it. You don't add to the allure that's already there. You let people know, like, yo, this shit is ugly, yo, this is not the life to live. This shit will get you killed. None of them does that. Even if they say it, they don't explain the story in a way that people go, like, yeah, this shit is fucked up. Like, damn. No, they don't do that, man. Yeah, just because they ignorant, that don't mean you motherfucking exploit them. Nah, yo, we don't do that. You either teach it or you ignore it. You don't exploit them.
This is
either
like
teach them better or ignore them.
Chicago drill. I think it was like Young MA and a couple other rappers said that they were smoking Tuka. I think they just thought Tuka was like the hot new cool word for weed, and they were talking about we smoke Tuka, and then before you know it, they're having to apologize to the GDs in Chicago. And I feel like it's interesting because it's almost like,
yo, why are they telling on themselves, y'all? Guy Robson, you've been over here a few times, man. Like, yo, how long, yo? You ain't never been here when we had this conversation. Yo, they telling on themselves because what? For one, you got people that want to listen to it. For two, you got blogs that's going to share it. For three, you got people that's going to give them interviews because of the shit. So it creates an illusion that, yo, I'm moving up. My career is taking off. But ultimately, all you're going to end up is either dead or in fucking prison. That's the life of a drill rapper. You know, that's the drill rapper's fate, dead or in prison. If say it was a lane for drill music, drill rappers had fans, but the blogs wouldn't share it. Nobody would interview them. Will drill music still be appealing? I don't think it would be, man. Will drill music still be appealing if Ybcdul, when he dug up that grave, if only his followers seen it and shared it? that bitch wouldn't have got to 1 million views. Once it get to 1 million views, it's like, all right, shit, I gotta do something else. This shit working. But ultimately, all it does is kill him. All it does is kill him or send him to prison. It's an illusion. By these guys reporting on them, by people giving them, by people interviewing them, by blogs sharing it, it creates an illusion that, yo, my career is taking off. That's what it does, yo. It's never going to stop as long as you got, it's multifaceted, yo. As long as you got people that's willing to share it, people that's willing to, you know, these blog pages that got 1 million views. As long as you got people that's willing to put that shit on their platform, is never going to stop, because you're dealing with ignorance. You got to remember that. They're dealing with ignorance. If they wasn't ignorant, they wouldn't do this shit. And you're dealing with clout chasing. Matter of fact, more importantly, you're dealing with clout chasing. And when a person is clout chasing, common sense goes all the way out the window. I've said this 1 million times. It's obvious. When you're dealing with clout chasing, common sense, better judgment, morals, principles goes out the window. Clout chasing overrides all of that. It did, man. It did. It wouldn't have been that bad, though, Dylan, if people still had integrity. Clout chasing took integrity out. Like, yo, I always say, like, I keep explaining, yo, clout has always been around. Always been around. But people didn't chase it. You know, clout came naturally. Clout came when you was doing the right things. Clout came if you had a way with the women. Now it's people are chasing it. That's what makes it dangerous, man. They chasing it.
Like, this has happened city to city. Like what you said.
I don't know where the internet would be without my voice, like, man. Because I'm the only one telling y'all this shit, man. Everybody else act like they don't know what the fuck going on.
When Young and Ace dropped that "Who I Smoke" song, and talking about we're smoking beer, like people were singing that. Yeah. You had Aiden Ross singing that. He had no freaking idea what he was saying and how deep that it was getting. And I think it's like that city to city.
I'm actually working
a journalist to necessarily
thick band, whatever the fuck your name is,
in every single city and not disrespect them out the gate, especially if you're
you watching, my brother.
The scene. So I think this world there's a lot of traps and there's a lot of very fine lines between offending people and stuff. Like, you know, it's kind of a scary, dangerous world. Like you don't want to say the wrong thing and offend the wrong person, you know.
For sure, and I don't know. I think Duel was one of the few. I mean, there's not that many people that are that openly brazen in talking about these things. So it's like, forgive me for my ignorance, but it was like I hung out with him for like 5 or 6 days, and I thought I consider Duel a friend. We got along great.
Forgive him for his ignorance. Forgive him for his ignorance. But you're going to exploit other people's ignorance. What if people start exploiting your ignorance? Yo, you don't exploit ignorance, man. It's either you're going to help them or you're going to not pay them no mind. But you don't exploit it, because that creates more ignorance. Yeah, I know. No, he ain't insert himself. Yo, you're not understanding what I'm saying, yo. No, he ain't insert himself in no beef because he not in Philly. He ain't never got to go back to Philly. He ain't never got to. But what he did was he helped Dude in his life. He definitely did that. You helped him. Yeah, he was going to die anyway. But you participated in it. I'm not participating in the death of none of these young rappers, none of these drill rappers. Because I'm not going to report on these motherfuckers dissing each other in songs. Because I don't want to participate in that. I know it's ignorance. I'm old enough to spot ignorance when I see it. And stay away from it. Just like a lot of these motherfuckers. But they can't resist the clout. That's why I say people are trading morals for clout. Clout chasing and changed. There's no more morals in this shit. And it's not just the internet. Like people, it's just the internet. No, yo, internet turns into reality, man. It's not just the internet. Stop letting people tell you that. Internet turns into reality. How many times have we seen it? My man brought up a good point on one of my other lives. Where did the Kid Boys come from? Milwaukee. How did the world see it? Tommy G. Now you got Kid Boys in every motherfucking city. If Tommy G never done that video, that shit would have never spread. If niggas never shared that, it would have never spread. The internet is real. Stop letting people tell y'all that it ain't. It's real. It starts on the internet. That's just the beginning. Then it trickles around like drill music. How did drill music become in every fucking city? It started in Chicago. What's cat? B-Dub. What I just say that was cat? Drill rap need to die. Drill rap need to die. I've been saying for 2 years that shit need to be banned. Like by the blogs. The blogs are the only ones that can kill it. If the blogs stop sharing it, the shit will die. Bottom line. If the blogs stop sharing it, the shit will die. Because there's no incentive to keep it going. The only reason these young boys keeping it going because people share it. It's the fast lane. It's the fast lane, not to success, because they don't reach success, but it's the fast lane to notoriety. But it's a dangerous lane, though, at the same time. But when you're dealing with ignorance and when you're dealing with poverty and when you're dealing with the lack of education, a lot of these people roll them dice. A lot of these young boys are roll them dice, man. You got older people rolling the dice. Charleston White, the biggest clout chaser. Shannon Sharp ran like, yo, this clout chasing shit is real, man. It's real. And it's dangerous at the same time. So see these, man, you crazy, man. You better stick around. Niggas, y'all be getting misled by y'all be letting people talk. Charles White ain't no fucking goat. Any man that's on the internet clout chasing can't be no goat. Because you can't have moles in clout chase. Box truck. Exactly, yo. Exactly. I'm glad you said that, yo. You mix ignorance with poverty, yo, you gonna have a bad situation, man. Straight up and down. Yeah, but Charleston White ain't no goat. Goats don't run plays. Goats don't run plays and then get on interviews and knowing they lying and answer questions about them. Like, yo, why y'all letting these people mislead y'all with nonsense? That shit goofy. That shit called, when I was growing up, that shit was called being deceitful. Deceitful not a thing no more? That's not a part of the definition. Like, if we didn't accept it, clout chasing as a means of society, as a means to making money, like, yo, clout chasing is dangerous. Look how many people died chasing it. And like I said, yo, you can't be a clout chaser and have morals, i.e. Charleston White dissing Gilly's son. He knew that was wrong. That man 45 years old. He knew that was wrong, but he couldn't resist the urge of chasing clout. So can't no clout chaser be no go to nothing. It's impossible. You gotta have morals and principles to be a GOAT. Nah, bro. That's not good enough, yo. Can't just say real things sometimes, yo. It's real or nothing. It's real or nothing. You can't say real shit, yo, sometimes, yo, and then say fuck shit the other times. Cause now we can't decide what's the real you. You know, now we can't make you stand on nothing you say because you can just fall back on. Oh, I was playing a character when I said that, man. Fuck out of here, man. Stop letting these niggas trick you, man.
And then I guess I was a little bit ignorant about some of the stuff that was going on that I learned about in the editing process. But I don't know, it's crazy. It's all really crazy. Like I know I got a lot of criticism for that.
Exactly,
song,
Dylan.
on that song. I wanted to do a song.
Charleston White came out dissing drill rap, dissing drill music, and only to become one. Y'all haven't noticed that the man looked like a rapper? He gold teeth in his mouth, chains on, rain, looked like a rapper. Like, how do you come out so aggressively dissing rap music and rap culture only to become one? Man, Charles White a fraud. Charles White been ducking me from 2 years. Tell Charles White come over here and let's have a conversation. I bet he won't. Scared ass nigga.
You saw how that organically happened. We're hanging out, we're filming. The rapper wants to go to the studio, so we go to the studio.
I don't think the drill rappers wearing nails. But I get what you're saying though.
I wanted to hop on the beat first, so I did my verse with Duel rapping about drug addiction and whatnot. Then he did his verse. I thought it sounded good. I didn't know what he was talking about. And then we did the music video. It's supposed to go on the vlog. He ends up wanting to drop it on his tape, and I'm like, yeah, that should be fine. And then as I'm doing my research, I'm like this might put a target on my back. Like you're dissing.
You said Malcolm X threw his moves in hopes of betterment of the community before reverting to Islam. What you mean he threw his moves? Ricky Wright, what it is? I don't understand what you're saying, Robinson. That shit makes absolutely zero sense. How did Malcolm X throw his moves in hopes of a better community before reverting to Islam? Like, you're not making sense, bro. Like, you trying to make Charleston White make sense. Charleston White doesn't make sense. Listen to the man. The man never makes sense. He disses people, gain clout off of it, then apologizes. Like, what are y'all like? Yo, y'all really believe this nigga? Like, this nigga's a fucking fraud. He might be a plant. Like, ain't no substantial person to be listening to. Charleston White talking about we need motherfucking, we need to bring back mass incarceration. Like, what is y'all talking about? Like, yo, is you serious? Charleston White only mentions the problems. He never mentioned how these problems happen or provide any solutions to get out of them. Charleston White is one of the reasons we in this shit. He the biggest clout chaser. Yeah, he just talking. Man, just talking, man. Man ain't saying nothing substantial.
This is a good idea. And he's like, it's fine. Like, look at Skrilla. I've done all these songs with Skrilla. Skrilla's fine. It's no big deal. And I'm like, whatever. And then he says he wants to do a music video. And
I'll be honest, man. Like, when I saw that video, I almost felt like bad for you because I almost felt like you'd been tricked and maybe like sucked into some danger that maybe you didn't sign up for.
So you felt bad for him.
I saw that and like I break down music professionally, right? So I listened to your verse and I'm like, there's nothing really offensive. You're talking about drug addiction and like your experiences and like stuff that you
all my friends that have died. Yeah.
Exactly, stuff that's gone on around you, that's what rap's about. That's authentic rap. You're talking about.
So that's cool. So that's fine with you. So it's cool for you, for him to cause all this bullshit. Knowing he know better. Like, we're not talking about a person that grew up on the internet. We talking about a person that knows what he's doing is wrong. So it's okay for him to get his money, put all this bullshit into the people's minds and ears, and then switch over. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know. That shit not acceptable, bro. You crazy. Ain't nothing wrong being an advocate. You had to be an advocate for I back then. The fuck? I ain't no saint. So don't think this that. I fuck with Malcolm X and how he carried it. Man, what it is, man. No, it's not. Killing for retaliation is not a way of throwing your morals. That's standing on morals. What are you talking about, guy? Yo, you tripping. That's standing on morals. That's standing on what you believe in. Whether it's right or wrong, you standing on what you believe in. That's what morals are. Believing in something and standing on it. These niggas don't stand on anything. They flip flop. Charles White don't stand on nothing. Nothing. He says it. I'm a hypocrite. Fuck, you can't be no hypocrite and like, come on, man. Cut it out, yo. Stop making excuses for that boy, man. If you want to like him. But don't think he telling you anything real, because that's not what he here for.
You're not
man, an
realizing
agent of chaos.
Like, I think what was interesting was it's like, you didn't say anything offensive. You probably didn't realize anything offensive was going down. But then the context that Bill's kind of placed you in with the whole Buckingham thing and then the Ronald McDonald thing, it's almost like, I kind of felt bad for you. I felt like, damn, like he kind of a real disrespectful gangster kind of tricked you into some dangerous shit. Like, did you feel that way?
Yeah, I don't want to act like I'm a victim or anything. Like, I'm a 29-year-old grown man. I should have been smarter. But you know, just I don't know. I don't want to say he tricked me. Long live Duel. I really like Duel. It was my decision, and I apologize to the families of the people that were dissed on that song. Like, I didn't mean to diss them, and I know how it looked. I never chose the song or the title McBuckingham. We weren't wearing clown makeup. I know Poetic Flocka was like, he's wearing clown makeup. Like, no, that was an AI thing. That was not my decision. But it was much like when you saw me in the studio with Shaw G's rapping. He's like, I told him, like, don't diss anyone. You know what I mean? I had the similar sentiment with Duel, like, don't diss anyone. And I just think Mr. Disrespectful is going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to diss anyone. Okay.
Well, it was low-key a little bit disrespectful to you, but I feel like there was probably too much going on for you to really like appreciate what he was sucking you into. I think it's interesting because the more I'm learning about him, obviously, Mr. Disrespectful was his moniker. That was his that was his persona, is kind of disrespecting people and kind of disrespecting, not respecting the law and just like not respecting shit basically. And I feel like that was almost like there was a part of me that almost felt like, damn, like he. I said it to you in a message the other day of like, it made me wonder, like, if it was you that got hurt, getting sucked into this world, like, how would he have responded? Like, would he have respected that? Would he have felt like he was responsible for you getting hurt? It's an interesting one because he is, from everything I've watched about him, he's a very loose cannon, but at the same time, you built a relationship behind the scenes. You kind of became quite friendly. You probably trusted him, so it's it's from the outside, it's a very like interesting scenario to kind of witness,
Yeah, no, it's definitely complex, and I don't want to make it seem like he tricked me or he disrespected me or whatever. I made my own decision.
Yo, what's the definition of moles, y'all? Do you know what, guy? I think you mischaracterizing the definition of what moles is. Look it up.
And I should have been more informed, but definitely, like, I think if something bad were to happen to me and not Duel, I think he would have cared. Me and Duel, as much as people just think we hung out for that one day, we hung out 5 or 6 times. We talked on the phone like almost every day or every other day, especially the 3 weeks leading up to editing the video. And like in the editing process, a lot of bad stuff happened within YBC, like Mir Pablo getting arrested, BD getting arrested, and we're talking on the phone these days, and I got to see the raw emotion of Duel, and as much as people want to make him out to be. Is making things.
Fuck, he wrote something down. Why he keep looking? What is he looking at?
These are human.
Would you be interested?
Hey, yo, come on, Brand Buckingham wrote something down. Y'all see that?
That are experiencing a lot of trauma, and it's not just Philadelphia.
Look,
a lot of these people.
He reading something. Like, yo, come on, Brandon. Come on. I said, I call Brandon do. Come on, Buckingham. Like, yo, that's what I'm saying. These niggas is fucking, like, I take everything I just said about Shorty, man. I just gave him props. Said that I think he really care. Whole time, this nigga reading something. He reading something. Look at him, y'all. Nigga reading off a motherfucking script.
YBC, like Mir Pablo getting arrested, BD getting arrested, and we're talking on the phone these days, and I got to see the raw emotion.
No, when he reading. Look.
And, as much as
you're not thinking about what he's saying, he fucking reading.
Make things out to be black.
No, it look like when somebody reading.
Gray area. these are humans that are experiencing a lot of trauma, and it's not just Philadelphia and Ybcdul. A lot of these people that I've hung out with have opened up to me off.
Yeah, Traplore Ross the worst one to me.
Really upset about their friends that have died and the bad things that have happened, and
look,
they just can't express that on camera because they're in an active war zone, and you don't want to show weakness. I mean, we have people that go overseas into Afghanistan.
You see that? No, that's not what it is. I mean, that is what it is, but it's based off of ignorance. But that don't mean you highlight that. Yo, it's a way to get what you want to get from these. Yo, because they got stories to tell. You know, they got stories to tell, and it's things that people can learn from them. But you don't go about it the way that these guys are going about it. They're not even going in there with that mind frame. They going in there with the mind frame like I'm gonna get some great content. You understand? They going there with the mind frame of exploitation. Like I hear what he's saying now, but they're not going in there thinking that, because if he went in there thinking that, he'd have talked to some of the old folks. He'd have talked to dude parents. You know, he'd have taught how was dude raised. You know, some of the things. I don't think dude was like that. I think dude was just a fucking certified clout chaser. Because if he really was a gangster like he portrayed, he wouldn't have been moving like that. He wouldn't have been talking like that. Gangsters don't talk like that. Not real ones. Yeah, somebody wrote that statement, Devin. You can tell. Yo, we don't need that music promoted. We want that music to disappear. We don't need that music promoted. Yeah, I seen him at the range. He ain't know what to do. You talking about they helping them promote the new. We don't want drill music promoted in the black community. We want drill music to die off. Drill music is killing our kids. Drill music is sending the rest of the kids to prison. We don't want drill music promoted. I think I can speak for everybody.
They just can't express that on camera because they're in an active war zone, and you don't want to. These are humans that are experiencing a lot of trauma, and it's not just Philadelphia and Ybcdul. A lot of these people that I've hung out with have opened up to me off camera and even cried and been really upset about their friends that have died. And
the music ain't getting them out the hood. Name the last drill rapper. Name 10 drill rappers in the last 5 years that got out the hood. Name them. Exactly, Bella B. Give me 10 drill rappers in the last 3 years that got out the hood. Drill rappers are getting killed. They going to prison. They ain't getting out no motherfucking hood. Cause nothing positive is going on around them. It's ignorance, y'all. Guy Robinson, you act like it's like you're evaluating these people like a lot of these boys is young, early 20s, 25, maybe 26 at the most. Like a lot of these boys is young, man. They're young. They ain't gonna leave the hood, most of them, because they never even seen nobody. Leaving the hood is not even a fucking thought in their mind. They're young. That's why you don't exploit them. That's why you don't give them the clout they're looking for, because they don't even know how to handle power. You know, it's rare you find a young person that know how to handle power, that know how to handle influence. It's a lot of older people that look at Diddy. Diddy fucking 50 and look what he did with his power and influence. Not to pick on Diddy, because we know that's some other shit going on, but it's an example. He can be used as an example by his treatment of Cassie.
Bad things that have happened, and they just can't express that on camera because they're in an active war zone, and you don't want to show weakness. I mean, we have people that...
It's ignorance, guy. Hey, guy, you gotta look up ignorance. Fabio Foreign probably is the only one, bro. He probably really is the only one. He don't even want to come to mind when I think about it. 5-year phone. That's it. Young and Ace, maybe Young and Ace, but Young and Ace been out longer than 3 years. He's been out since like 2018, 2017. We can't even say him. Hey, Guy Robs, look up ignorance and then come back.
They go overseas into Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff, and they fight, and they come back and they have to do all of these mental health stuff, and they're on medication and therapy. And then these young men are in a microcosm of war where they're seeing real death and real people losing their lives.
Yeah, he ain't gonna blow up us so big.
They're nothing. They're just out on the street selling drugs and with a gun and with a microphone. So I don't know. I think it sounds weird, and I like.
Listen to him though, yo. So why, if you know these things, like I say, yo, Brandon Buckingham was a teacher, y'all. Like this is an intelligent man. He taught kids before, so he knows how to spot ignorance when he see it. He knows it. He been trained to know. He know he did wrong, man, for going in them neighborhoods and doing them interviews. Man, Dirk got police every time he go in the neighborhood, bro. Don't believe the hype.
And they come back and they have to do all of these mental health stuff, and they're on medication and therapy. And then these young men are in a microcosm of war where they're seeing real death and real people losing their lives. And
look at him. He don't give a fuck.
On the street selling drugs and with a gun and with a microphone. So I don't know. I think it sounds weird, and I've like people have like kind of gone off on me when I said this, that like Duel was a good person. But it's like people are complex.
Dude probably was a good person. Yo, dude was a clout chaser. Like it's hard. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to be a good person. Like you can't be anything else but a clout chaser. Like there's no way you can be anything positive and chase clout. Like the shit don't mix. It don't mix. That's all dude was, a fucking clout chaser. He probably was a good person before he started chasing clout. I believe he was. Man, trust in God, salute, straight up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I believe dude was, yo, before he started chasing clout. Yeah, Dirk do have substance in some of his songs. Like, this latest era of drill music, have y'all heard some of this shit? Like, yo, this music is horrible. Like, yo, horrible. Like, yo, just all dissing, no bars. Somebody else that can rap, though. Julio Fulio can rap. Julio Fulio didn't have to be a drill rapper. But like I told y'all, a lot of times what happens with these drill rappers is they become prisoners of their music. You know, they start off as drill rapping. But as you get older, you know, you get wiser. You know, you get more insight. So mentally, you want to move away from it. I'm sure they all do. They all do, because nobody wants to be running and ducking, dodging bullets their whole life and ducking indictments their whole life. Nobody. But what happens is, since this is the fan base that they have accumulated over these years, they become trapped in it. That's why Dirk probably ain't released no. Dirk is one. Dirk trapped in it. Dirk is trapped between, I'm 30 years old now. This drill rap shit is dangerous. I know what it's doing now. I might didn't know back then, but I know what it's doing now. But this is what got me here. That's why you see Dirk so slowly transitioning out of it, but then every now and then he go back into it. Because you become a prisoner of your supporters. You become a prisoner of your fans. That's why, yo, it's really a route you should never take. It's really a route you should never take, y'all. Most of them die. Clout has become like yeah, it is, y'all. People will sell anything for it. Yup. Even their dignity and their self-respect. You're not lying, bro. Clout is serious, y'all. Like, I think people are seriously undervaluing clout. Like, seriously, yo. Like, yo, people will do anything. It don't matter if they already got it. They want more of it, yo. That shit like a motherfucker. That shit like Fetty Wap. My man said that shit like crack in the 80s. Like, yo, it's not a game. It is not a game. Especially when you got outlets that's going to give it to them. You supposed to ignore them guys, man. Like in Baltimore, we is ignoring our drill scene. We got a drill scene down there. You never see me rap about playing on my platform ever. You feel me? Won't happen.
You know what I mean? People are very complex. I've done horrible things in my life, like I've sold drugs, I've robbed people, I've been arrested a ton of times. Like, it's hard to bring
Man,
someone down.
people dying for Clout Dylan.
If you were Duel's friend and you knew him personally in that regard, he was a good friend. Although if he wanted something, he was very pushy. If he if he wanted something from you or whatever, if you knew Duel, he definitely was hard to say.
God, Robinson, right, yo, but it's a tough. It's like I always say, yo, that's a tough decision, bro. Yo, that is a tough decision to choose between your money, your livelihood. Like, yo, that is a tough decision. I can continue to chase clout, and this clout can make I can make a nice life for myself. I ain't getting rich. I might can get killed though. Yo, most ignorant young black, I ain't even gonna say black, most ignorant young men from poverty is gonna roll them dice. They're gonna roll the dice, man. Yo, poverty is rough, man. I don't know how many people ever lived in poverty. You ain't gotta be in the hood, just being poor. You understand? Yo, people make grown-ups make wild decisions off of desperation. Yo, we dealing with children. What the fuck do you expect them to do? Like, yo, when we had this drill conversation, yo, people be acting like we talking about fully functioning adults. Yo, we talking about children ages 16 to 25 or 20, say 28. 16 to 20, yeah, 20 you should know better. But the educational system has been shit for the last 20 years. And they coming from some of the worst environments. If not even environment, they coming from poverty. They coming from one parent households. They coming from Section 8. They coming from lights being turned off and eviction notices on the door. It's like, yo, it's a tough decision to make. It is. I can acknowledge that. Yo, it is a tough decision to make when you know clout can change your life. That's why blogs got to stop sharing this shit. It's an easier decision for the blogs. Now, it's like it's a domino effect. If the fans stop listening to the music, the blog stop sharing it, podcasters stop interviewing them, eventually it fades out. Because it's no more, it's no reason, it's no incentive no more. Right now, we're giving these kids every incentive to crash out, and we don't even realize it. We giving them every incentive to crash out. We giving them so many different platforms you can go to crash. And the reason why we don't realize it because what? This and the dead bring views. It bring comments. People gonna share it. So everybody is selling out, yo. Everybody is selling out for views. Like, yo, it's a dirty game, yo. It's a dirty game. Exactly, K&M. It can change your life and it can take you up out of here. But when you're dealing with poverty, a lot of kids they're gonna roll them. They're gonna roll them dice, man. They're gonna roll them. They tired of living in poverty. And that's what I'm saying. That's the part that none of these people show. They glamorize it. In the reality, these boys want out. They want out. The hood's only fun visiting. It ain't fun when you live in there. And you gotta experience this shit day to day. Now that you're getting older. Now when you're young, you got the time of your life. But as you getting older, and now you got multiple friends dead, you done been traumatized by the police interactions you done had because you done seen them do some of the worst things to people around you and you yourself. Man, you want out. No, they don't, because they ignorant, bro. You can't expect them to understand. Yeah, no, he talks about the other side, but he glorifies it when he does his stories. Yo, why you see? Yo, look at how I do my stories compared to Traplore Ross. I got a video on NBA YoungBoy. Look at mine and then go look at Traplore Ross. Mine an hour long. Look at how I explain my story versus how Traplore Ross did his, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Killed. I think he would be upset about that. I don't think he would like be excited or anything.
No, bro, it really ain't, Bowstruck. You already know.
You know, he painted himself as kind of a supervillain, but he's a human at the end of the day. We're all human. We've all done bad things, things we regret, things we were maybe pushed into doing by circumstance or the situation. And it's a real dude. I'm sure there were a lot of people that Ybcdul, you know, did a lot of positive things for, and he made a difference in their lives. So I feel like that's the other side of this story of like, yeah, he's Mr. Disrespectful, but that's coming off the back of losing a lot of his own friends to the streets, you know, being targeted, being mocked by his rivals. And even though he's Mr. Disrespectful, the supervillain of Philly, he's, you know, a real guy that did good things for people too. And, you know, he was a product of his environment, you know, and the environment in Philly is just getting more and more violent, dangerous, and disrespectful.
Look how he said it though, yo. Like he said it like that's not a real thing. He said it like that's an excuse. It's not an excuse, it's reality, yo. Everybody are products of their environment. But somehow when we say it, they say we making excuses. Everybody is products of their environment. But when we say it, it's an excuse. Oh no, you just making the excuse. No matter how far you go in life, yo, it's still gonna be certain things that you experience growing up in certain neighborhoods and certain environments that it's just a part of you. Now you can get out of it. That's not saying you can't get out of it, but most won't. Most don't. Like we can't ignore the numbers because we have certain people that make it. Like yo, a lot of times when we look at minute factors and then say, well, shit, if he did it, I can do it, and it's not that, yo. It ain't that simple, yo. When everybody's different. Everybody got a different their knowledge and what they know is different. Everybody can't take pressure. You understand? Some people, some people is hopeless. No pressure. Everybody can't go through a pressure situation and make it out of it, yo. We done seen people break. I got homeboys that went crazy. And it was normal when we was growing up. You know what I mean? So it's not as simple as, yo, I did it, you can do it. Yo, it's not that easy, man. It's not that easy. See, but nobody is on the internet telling people the truth. You got people charged. Yo, you got Sean Cotton ex Charleston White. You know, you think it's easy for people to leave the streets? Say, hell yeah, just leave. Like, nigga. Yo, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. It's like becoming a millionaire. If it was easy to become a millionaire, everybody would have $1 million. And it's like, yo, we got people that's not even from these environments that don't know anything about it. Never lived in them. Never did any dirt in them. And they'd go on these platforms and they'd talk about it like they fucking scholars. And people listen to them and agree with them. And the whole time they be dead fucking wrong. Yo, you know how many years I wanted to get out the streets before I actually got out? You understand what I'm saying? Not many years a motherfucker want to get out the street before they actually get out. Because it's always something that lure you back in. It's always something. A bill might need to be paid or anything. Homeboy might get killed. Anything. You go, because in the hood, your trouble will find you. When you in some of these environments, your trouble will find you. That shit will hunt you down. You could be running from trouble for 5 years, and that bitch will creep up on your ass one day. Like, god damn, that bitch done found me again. Brother done got killed. What you gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Shit that be damn near unavoidable. Bill need to be paid. You got eviction notice on the door. Fuck you gonna do? You know how to hustle. You hustled a million times. You ain't really got time to go get a job. This bitch need to be paid in 2 weeks. Fuck you gonna do? But nobody's on the internet telling this part of the story. I don't know if they don't know it. I don't know if it's intentional that they leaving this part out, but that's what we tell the truth on Keep It G News, man.
It seems as the weeks go by, and he's a product of that.
Yeah, I mean, he was a breadwinner for his group for the most part, you know. But yeah, like there's a video. I don't want to say too much. There's a video of a shooting happening in Philadelphia that has 13 million views on YouTube. It's someone popping out of the gas station and shooting, and that's a testament to like that just a shooting on video gets more views than all of their music combined, and that just shows like humans' natural proclivity to tune into violence. So can you really blame Duel if he, not just Duel, but anyone that's living in an impoverished area with, they don't have both parents, they don't have food, they don't have money, and they want to make it out, and they see like, hey, let me just feed into this violent environment I'm in and rap about it.
Brandon, he must have watched a couple of my videos. You know, I've been on his heels, but at least even though it is written, I don't know where he got it from, but at least he's given a different perspective. I wish he'd have constructed his video this way. Gotta give him credit for trying to at least, you know, do some research, even though these are not his original thoughts. But this is what happens when you're an outsider. That's why, when you're an outsider, stay outside. Stay outside. Like, I have no interest in going into the country and exploiting the ills of the country. Go out that bitch and start exploiting their overdoses, and like, I have no interest in that. Why does everybody have interest in exploiting the black community and our problems? It's hella problems in the rural community. Drugs is a major one. I have yet to see a black person do that yet. I have yet to see a black person build a whole career off of going into rural communities and exploiting their problems, their demons, and showing it to the world. I wonder why. I told you, everybody play a part, y'all, in what's going on. The fans, everybody play a part. It's easy to just blame the drill rapper, but most drill rappers are ignorant, yo. God has mercy on the ignorant. It says it in the Bible, man. But we out here giving ignorant young people 100% of the blame, without these other entities that's pushing this and helping and help furthering their message that may or may not have more sense. Like, yo, you can't blame Duel without blaming Traplore Ross. You can't do it. Traplore Ross got the reach, and he got enough common sense to know his shit wrong.
A serious way out. Like, oh, I want to be like Lil Durk, I want to be like Chief Keef. Like, can you really blame them? And I know as much as you want to disavow it, and I can say it's bad all day, I don't live in that.
Yo, you can blame the YouTubers, bro, because if, like I say, yo, nobody shares everything that they see on social media, y'all. Like, if I see somebody being murdered in the streets, I'm not going to share it to my Instagram page. Yeah, I know where to get views. Yeah, I know where to get likes. But I don't want my page associated to that. That's just an example. Like, yo, people pick and choose what they share. Just because it's fans, just because people going to like it and watch it, that don't mean you got to share it. But the reason why people are sharing it is because everybody's selling out for views. Nobody has integrity no more. Nobody has morals. That's why people sharing it. No, you don't get a pass for that. Man, SRT, yo, when we was young, yo, niggas would have robbed, yo, took everything. Camera included. Just because we know what you're trying to do, you're trying to exploit us, bro. You don't really care about what's going on here. You don't care about none of my friends that passed. You just try and get a story. We're gonna give you a story to go back and tell your motherfucking friends when you get back home not to ever try that shit again. You feel me? That's the story you're gonna get. Man, I went down there, they took everything from me. Robbed this shit out of me, sent me back home. That's the only story you get. I'm gonna go for another 15 minutes. I'm gonna let it run.
It's a real opportunity for them to make it out, and yeah.
I got a video dropping later on today too, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe if you're new.
And me shot the Buckingham music video. I found myself in the middle of a shootout where people were shooting guns. So two of the people we were with got hit, and I got to see Duel in the line of fire when he was getting shot at, and he did not display a single drop of fear. He immediately was like ready to go and to defend. Told me and my camera guy to get down, and was
what?
Unfair.
Yo, the fuck up, yo. You see what I'm saying? That's why you ain't got no business down there, man. What the fuck is that, yo?
Whenever Duel and me shot the Buckingham music video, I found myself in the middle of a shootout where people were shooting guns. So two of the people we were with got hit, and I got to see Duel in the line of fire when he was getting shot at, and he did not display a single drop of fear. He immediately was like ready to go and to defend. Told me and my camera guy to get down, and was unfazed. And he immediately recorded a different music video, the Baltimore music video, right after. I've left. I was like, I'm leaving. I couldn't take my car because my car was apart.
You see that? You see what I mean? They gotta stay there. He can leave. Do y'all understand that, man? They gotta stay in that war zone. He can come get the story and leave. Alrighty, bro. Like, yo, that shit ain't no joke, man.
Crime scene. It was in the yellow tape. So I Ubered to my friend Ybcdul's house. But Duel immediately started filming a music video right after. And was kind of like laughing at me, like, oh, you're really gonna leave. Like, you're really gonna leave. I'm like, bro, they just shot at us. People are going to the hospital. But I mean, think about it.
I have to.
He probably made that shit up.
I'm swamped. No one told me college would be so damn.
Just go Grammarly. That level of how much he's been through and the trauma he's experienced, to where he's unfazed by gunfire coming our way.
Dude ain't got nowhere to go, bro. What you mean? There ain't, like, where he gonna go? That's where his friends is. That's where his family is. Dude ain't have enough money to move everybody out the hood. His family still live there. Currently still right now. That's why he stayed. No, he ain't have to shoot a video, but he wasn't going away either.
It's like trembled and scared. And I've been shot at like 5 or 6 times. But he didn't
oh my
care
God.
at all. He seemed ready for whatever happened.
Now you lying.
Yeah, I feel like that's really important to say.
You got shot at 5 or 6 times in Carroll County, bro. Get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Ain't no goddamn shootings going on in Carroll County. Nigga lying.
You have to have been in some serious situations to not be fazed by a shootout like that. And I feel like, the other topic that I want to get onto with you is kind of like, I know that you had a back and forth with DJ Academics. He kind of disrespected you with the sort of saying that you're voyeuristic in the way that you do things. But I feel like the fact that you're out there getting caught up in shootouts, I don't know how much more deep into it you need to get. I feel like I don't personally feel like it's voyeurism. I feel like there's been a misunderstanding there. But for you to actually be out there in the line of fire getting shot at, I think if anything that's a much more real indictment of how actually involved and how serious you are about showing the reality in these places that you would put yourself in danger to tell the story that's important, stories that aren't really being told in areas that are sort of being left behind and not really documented by the mainstream media in a sensitive way. So I think it's really important that you do that. And I think that, you know, I want to maybe ask you, I know that there's been some back and forth and stuff since the video, but, you know, I know you, so I feel like,
yeah, what the fuck? What hood is Brandon from? What hood is HQ? What hood Brandon from? So I can look it up. Since you know everything. What hood he from, bro? Let me know before we continue the video. While I go get me a light. What hood he from, man? Ball out. HQ. What hood Brandon Buckingham from, bro? I didn't know it was hoods in Carroll County. No, I'm from Baltimore, right? I done been in Carroll County before. A few times. Had plays out in Carroll County. I ain't seen not one hood out that bitch. So please tell me what hood he from. I done been out Carroll County. Yeah, see, you don't know. I'm a lot closer to Brandon than you is. Ain't no hoods in no Carroll County, man. That shit is all country. All country.
your intentions are clear-hearted when it comes to making this type of content. But like, how would you explain to people what you do as far as like, you know, you're trying to give, what are you trying to achieve when you go?
Oh, right, already.
You want to try and give a voice to the people there, or you want to try and give a window into a certain area that maybe some people think you shouldn't be able to do because of where you're from or how you look. But like,
Carroll County punish you out that bitch.
What's in your heart when you're actually going and making a film like this?
So, whenever I go, like, the thing that I think sets my videos apart from other people is I'm like, I'm really hanging out and being friends with, becoming friends with these people, building real relationships. So now people want to say, like, I'm glorifying things or I'm making things seem good. Like, for instance, we're hanging out with Shaji's that night. It didn't seem appropriate for me to start lecturing him about the dangers of gun violence and being on drugs and in the hood. Like, it's not. We're supposed to be hanging out. We're just supposed to be hanging out as friends. But I want to show, like, the life. Like, that's why my videos are usually titled, like, Life in This Place. So when I went out to hang out with Duel or Scott,
because that's not how you do it. You don't have to have a conversation with them, yo. Regardless of how what was put, you could have threw some game in them videos. Could have threw some games in the editing process. You didn't have to talk about it right then and there on the spot. Yeah, they think it's a game, and I shouted you out. See, that's Trench's Politics. Trench's Politics did a video on this too, y'all. He the one that put me on point with this whole conversation. Like, I ain't know nothing about it.
I just want to go hang out with them.
Trench's Politics TV.
I'm taking. We're having a good time, and wherever they want to
go,
check
them out.
So I just let them take the wheel, and I come along with my camera, and I'm just kind of an accessory. But I mean, these claims of like voyeurism. Look up the definition of voyeurism. Off the top of my head, it's like, first of all, that's a sexual connotation, which I know Act didn't mean that. But secondarily, it's like watching people without their permission. You get a kick out of watching without their permission. That is literally what Academics is doing. He's watching my video, reacting to my video with me and Ybcdul without his permission or my permission from the comfort of his home. That's voyeurism. What I did is I was invited.
Yeah, but I can say this though, y'all. I think Brandon Buckingham has a better understanding of what he's doing than the Traplore. Like, I think Brandon Buckingham cares, even though he ignorant to the situation. I do think that he care. L22 don't give a fuck. Traplore Ross don't give a fuck. Vlad don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think when Dude died after that video, I think he really felt, that shit really was like, damn. You feel me? Now, of course, he probably going to keep doing it, you know, because, you know, money overrides shit. You know, clout overrides common sense and better judgment. Academics definitely was doing worse things. I linked on Academics for that. Like, yo, you got some fucking nerve, all that. If there'd be no Brandon Buckingham if it wasn't for Academics. There would be no Traplore Ross if it wasn't for Academics. Academics is the one opened the door for all this bullshit. Academics is the one that made drill music popular. Not by itself, of course, but he played a role in making drill music popular. So he can't then come back and try to shame Brandon Buckingham. He was dead wrong for that. Yeah. He definitely tried to flip it, but I think he has a. I think I would say this, yo. Traplore Ross and what he's doing is despicable. Now Brandon Buckingham, I just think he ignorant, yo. Like, yo, you gotta before you do this, yo, you have to educate yourself. You don't just jump into the hood and just start recording and filming. Cause like I said, yo, if I'd have did that same video, a lot of those things that he showed wouldn't have been in my video. I don't give a fuck if dude said post it. Cause I'm not gonna participate in your death, bro. So what? You want to crash out? I'm not gonna get in the car with you. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter if dude wanted to crash. You're not gonna crash on my platform because this is my platform, and I'm gonna receive all the backlash. And I know better. That's where Brandon Dude fucked. That's where keep calling nigga Brandon Dude. That's where Brandon Buckingham fucked up at. He allowed it on his platform. And he knew better because he's a fucking teacher with a master's degree of grade school children. So he knows what ignorance look like when he see it. I don't respect academics. Because people are ignorant, yo. Like it's a lot. Yo, see, ignorance isn't a bad thing. You know, a lot of people here ignorant and they think the worst. Ignorant means they just don't know. Only thing, and I say this all the time, only thing that makes ignorance bad is when people don't want to learn different. That's what makes ignorance bad. Is when it's people don't want to learn, they don't want to learn. They cool with their ignorance. You said, what you mean? You said, no, it's prejudice.
Welcome.
You think Brandon Dude? Jesus Christ. Why I keep calling boy Brandon Dude?
And that's called real life. That's not voyeurism. So he is, by textbook definition, a voyeurist.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And you're right, see, so a lot of them do that. A lot of people, but it's black ignorance is not a color. You know, it's ignorance in every community. You know, I gotta make sure we say that. I'm glad you brought that up, Cecil. It's ignorance in every community. But what happens is nobody exploits other races ignorance but black people. Our ignorance is the only ignorance that's being exploited. The only ignorance. Like I said, y'all, I have yet to see a person that a black man go into rural America and start a whole career off of the ills in rural America. Because they got ignorance too. They got problems too. You said, so he thought what he was filming was essentially normal. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That's why he allowed some of that shit. That shit not normal. Like I said, y'all. Like I said earlier in the video. The hood only fun when you visiting, man. It ain't fun when you living there. When you wake up and go to sleep there. Shit ain't fun, man. Man, straight up, appreciate it. You know, somebody gotta do it, man. Somebody gotta tell the truth. I appreciate it though, man. I mean a lot to me. You know, because that's the whole point, man. So, you know, open people's eyes up to what's really going on out here.
Someone who went out there in real life. And I know I'm about to release a video like dissing him and stuff. And of course, I hope you know, I think that what academics and what you do, brings real value. Sitting back, reporting the news, breaking it down, lining it all up has real value. So when I'm telling him to sit behind his computer and stream like a bitch, like I'm not, that's not aimed at you. I'm just firing back at him because he's too scared to go into the situations that I go into. And he says, well, yeah, that you can only do it because you're white. But one of my close friends,
yeah, I ain't saying nothing, Cecil.
From
look how he blocked the comment. You ain't even say nothing.
Black, and he does the exact same content that I do. Goes into
you see how he blocked that comment?
So I think academics is just a little bit out of touch of what's really going on in these hoods. They're people.
It's time. It's time to start.
Yeah, I heard that. I think he might be lying about that, Trenches. I'm saying that part. I think he making that up.
Why they're not just gonna slaughter you mindlessly? You know what I mean? Like, he's so afraid. He thinks like, oh, I'm black. If I go there, they're gonna do something. They're probably not. Of course they could. Of course they could. When the bullets start flying, it's crazy, and they definitely won't pick a target. I'm not safe there just because I'm white. You know what I mean? You saw the video that happened to Duel. How quick that. I was in the backseat with the camera. Do you think he would have said, "Oh, there's a white guy in the backseat with the camera. I'm not shooting"? Those bullets are hitting bodies, white or black. I guarantee you. And yeah, I don't know. Some of this stuff with academics, I don't mean to posture.
And that's our problem. You know, I say that a lot. That's our problem. Our problem is we participate in our own downfall. We can't blame that on nobody else. That is black people's problem. We participate in our own demise, and then when we reach our own demise, we be sitting back wondering what the fuck happened. That's one of the biggest problems in our community.
Ross, like, I'm not a tough guy at all, especially when it comes to firearms and that gang stuff. But academics is definitely not a tough guy either.
Well, listen, I am a big fan of both you and academics, and I feel like there's a lot of value in what you both do. I personally feel like
I the value in none, even with none of them stream
where he dissed you originally. I feel like he hadn't seen a lot of your content. I feel like if anything, I think when he first did that mention the voyeurism thing, I think he kind of made some comment to sort of say like,
it's
I
all
haven't
right
really seen much of this guy's stuff. But he did compare you to Andrew Callahan, which I know people have mixed feelings about.
Andrew makes great content, and Andrew's been rapping for 10 years. Like, I've been rapping since 2013. Andrew Callahan's been rapping since a similar time frame. Andrew makes way better content than academics, no offense. So, like, acting like Andrew Callahan doesn't care about the culture or isn't for the culture because he's white is insane. Like, he has videos with the camera guy that used to film for Lil Peep, Wiggy or something. He's got videos with that guy. Like, his interest in the culture goes deep. I was filming music videos for people like Van Hunted Jug, Lil Ali, Jigga Flames, back in like 2017, 2018. Like, I've been rapping and involved in the culture, if you will, for like over a decade.
Man, rest in peace, Van Hunted Jug. Why you ain't say rest in peace, Van Hunted Jug, that man, if you was listening to Van Hunted Jug, man. Rest in peace to Van Hunted Jug, man. Straight up, man. I ain't gonna let that go unnoticed. Baltimore shit.
What comes with it, the music, the style, the lingo, the personality, or is it all skin color? Like, I don't really understand that, because even the roots of hip hop are embedded in things like Third Base, Beastie Boys, even in modern stuff you have Young Lean and these people that are trendsetters in the culture and in the movement. So I think trying to gatekeep it because of skin color is not good. And all academics ever did was DJ at Rutgers. I'm sorry, like
Yo, crazy. Don't say the gatekeeper. Everybody else gatekeep things. Why? And I'm ready. I ain't watching no more of it. Why? Whenever it come to our culture, it's always got to be wide open. Everybody else gatekeep everything they got going on, but whenever you dealing with black people, they just want it to just be a free fall. Everybody. Yeah, I think that is what he was trying to say. Cecil, like, that was crazy. No, I ain't ready to let that shit go past. Thought the Beastie Boys, them niggas added no value to the fucking hip hop culture. Zero. Like, these niggas be crazy, man. Hey, yo, HQ, are you Brandon Buckingham? What the fuck you mean here? But mainstream rapper doing what kind of mainstream? Like an Eminem? Like, man, fuck out of here, man. His ass need to go back to teaching. He was serving a much better purpose as a teacher. Like, how do you go from a teacher to a YouTuber any motherfucking way? How you go from what he was doing, them parody type videos, to now just focusing on what's going on in the ills of the black community? How does that even happen? How does that happen, yo? That's a huge jump from a teacher to a content creator doing like little funny skits. And I like them skits he was doing. I can watch him do that. What's up, Scott? And now he's in the hood exploiting the ignorance of black people. I don't know, y'all. But y'all got video dropping. I gotta get right. That's why I got in this live. I gotta get back to the video I'm working on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's another day of KBG News. You say, well, I see some having an influence family that allow you to freely change. Oh, that's how it happens. Yeah, I got better. Yeah, pretty much. Yo, but I'm out.